Ma che pasa? Che pasa molto? Sí, lo siento. Mire la grande molto, donde mi han? E tu, Juanita?
Gracias. Reporting Viva, Senior Esteban Patrick.
Thanks, Juanita. It's another day of capitalist oppression here in Miami. Thousands of poor and hungry are marching to demand food and shelter. There is a large military presence, with tanks lining the streets and police numbering the thousands. Good God, they're firing on the crowd. The police are firing on the crowd.
This is Stephen J. Patrick. He's one of a new breed of international freelance journalists. Based out of Auckland, Stephen's responsible for many of the most controversial news stories of the past 15 years. It's unlikely you will have seen any of his work.
I try to get into work before 9, prior to the feeds from Reuters and the US coming in. I always check through the papers. There's often a real gem. A good story is always built on a foundation of truth. My inspiration would probably have to be actually Jessie McLeod. Jessie McLeod was one of the greatest war correspondents of our time. She was an incredible reporter, knew no boundaries, and broke some of the biggest stories. The woman was, remarkable. I never actually met Jessie or saw any of the pieces, but I'm told she was awesome. And a lot of people say she's a has-been, but I don't believe that. I believe Jessie's MIA. She's out there, Must be about 80 by now, but she's out there. A good location makes the story. I believe the essence of current affairs reporting is to take the audience on a journey. Locations give the story a context, communicating the reality and therefore the gravity of any given situation.
I'm embedded with the 5th Armored Division of the US Army, and they're taking heavy casualties. The Iraqi counterattack was swift and terrible. Burning Sherman tanks litter the landscape like 100 funeral pyres as the Americans flee back towards Kuwait. The US, it seems, simply don't have the stomach to stand up to the might of Saddam and his Republican Guard. The US are now firing on us indiscriminately, despite our press credentials and the fact there are children everywhere. This is Stephen Patrick, reporting for North Korea, KNNK News.
In the world of journalism, you sometimes have to deal with scared, dangerous people. Mostly scared people. But what type of people are the triads? Are there no limits to their depravity?
It's the triad problem. They kill anybody. They have no respect for life. Old women or children, the CIA, they train them to do that.
Yeah, no, he's good. How's that?
Nearly it.
Should we easy ask for this one? No, actually not for this one. That's cool.
Okay.
Alright, you ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
It's now midnight in southern Afghanistan, and the question the whole world is asking is, do these mountains conceal the hiding place of Osama bin Laden? The answer is, yes they do.
Nice, nailed.
Cool.
No, I don't like to name names, but let's just say I've worked with some really high-profile clients from all around the world. And I guess if they had a common thread, it's storytelling. The value they place on taking the audience on a journey. The most inspiring I've ever worked for had to be Reagan. Reagan really understood news was entertainment. He was an actor and the president. It was genius.
So, actually, you've never been to Iraq?
And this is where the magic really happens. Nice. Nice, good. Got the cards? Yeah, awesome. Good. What about
Conceal the hiding place of Osama.
right? Bomb.
It was at this stage that I realised Stephen's methods were far from ethical.
It's now midnight in southern Afghanistan, and the question the whole world is asking is, do these mountains conceal the hiding place of Osama bin Laden? The answer is, yes they do.
How would you respond to those who maybe question your morality?
Morality? Look, it's an indisputable fact that nobody reports the news. Everybody makes news. News is cool. News is only news because someone chooses to create it. Nobody finds a story these days. News is made, and that's all I do. I make news.
Do you mind if I have the last one?
What? He wants to have the last line. What?
It's the triad problem. They kill anybody. They have no respect for life. Or women, or children, the CIA, they train them to do that. That's sweet, bro.